Spend a minute greeting one another, if you would, please. Okay. We'll let everybody get back to being seated. Now, you're probably not used to singing 6 verses of a hymn, but you don't know how long Amazing Grace is. We only have 4 verses in our hymn book, okay? And most hymn books only have 4 verses in them. But he wrote over 20 verses for Amazing Grace. Now that could be a whole worship service, you understand. And your voices would really be by the time you got finished. So, yep, that's how that is. We're glad everybody is here this morning. Hope you'll take time, if you have a prayer need, to write it on the tab of your bulletin and tear that tab off and put it in the offering plate. If you're our guest this morning, as Amos is, would you go ahead and at least give us a little more information about yourself, Amos? I mean, just because you're John's brother, it doesn't mean we know a lot about you. So would you tell us a little more? And put it in the offering plate for us and let us know a little bit more about you. How did everything go yesterday, Doris? How did it go yesterday?
It was great. We had beautiful. We had a lot of people, and we really had a good time.
You had a good time with that shower.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Let me call attention to the fact that in a couple of weeks, we're going to have the Silly Supper. Now, you have to sign up by next Sunday if you want to come, because they have to plan in advance what kind of food we're going to have and how much to get. The sign-up list is on the table on your way by the door. Sign up if you have not. Currently, we have less than 30 people signed up, which could be good, could be bad. But anyway, that's occurring on March the 3rd. On March the 4th will be the launch Sunday for King's Cross Church, and that will take place downstairs in the fellowship hall. Okay, so just be aware that, as I want to remind you, we didn't have to say this for a long time, but we have to say it now. If you want a good parking place, you're going to have to get here earlier, just to let you know, okay? Because they're going to be meeting about the same time we do. In fact, some of them come early because they have to set up the fellowship hall for their worship time. So if you want a good parking place a little closer to the building, you're going to have to get here early. And if you get here early enough, you could be in my Sunday school class at 9 o'clock. That's an advertisement. Yes, it is. Okay? So just to remind you about that. Also, on Sunday the 25th, a week before the launch service, we're going to have a commissioning service for King's Cross Church and for Obed as a part of our worship service. And all of that takes place here in the sanctuary on February the 25th, 2 weeks from today. So we'll have a good group of folk here because the two congregations will be meeting together. We're going to have a joint service together, and we'll commission them as our church plant to start and launch the following Sunday. So please make sure you're here for that event as well. It's a busy time, and we're thankful that everybody can be a part of that, and keep praying for them, for their church, as they reach out and attract new people to this place to worship God with us. Would you do that, please? We continue our worship now, and Wes is going to present some special music for us.